And so then when he passed away, you know, I went through the garage. There's a lot of the tools.
Good morning, everyone. Got to get out in the garden early today. It's going to be another triple-digit day. It's been that way for just about a week. So I really feel like the tomatoes might be suffering. So I got to take a look, maybe get some trimming up done, and hopefully get some things harvested because we are going to cook something fun tonight for dinner from the garden. Looks like I've got my work cut out for me, and it's going to get hot real quick. I didn't get out here quite as early as I wanted to. So we maybe have about an hour before the sun hits this, maybe less. It's going to be toasty. I got to get busy. So let me just show you real quick before I start the trimming on trellis number 2, the difference between trellis number 1 that I actually trimmed last week. Hopefully they're still looking pretty good. I'm just going to climb under the shade cloth here, and they actually look really, really good. I harvested all the tomatoes off them last week. I don't see a lot of crispy leaves. I don't really see a lot of disease. These ones are a little bit crispy, but overall, these tomatoes are looking really good. So that gives me some hope for trellis number 2 that we can save those and get a little more out of them for the rest of the season. So I'm just gonna grab my Garden Go bucket here and let's get to work. So first things first, let's get these tomatoes off here first before we prune things. Oh, I just hate seeing good tomatoes eaten by rats. That one's definitely going in the trash. But the rest of these, I'm gonna go ahead and take all of them off, even if they're not quite ripe. Uh-oh. I feel something mushy on the other side. Oh, look at that. That almost looks like a worm of some kind. I think I might have some hornworms or some kind of little worms burrowing inside. So that one's a goner too. What a bummer. And I'm trying to decide what to make for dinner tonight. I'm kind of thinking either some gourmet smash burgers on the Blackstone with tomatoes and peppers and all kinds of fun things on top. Or maybe fajitas if we're in a healthier mood. But we just love cooking outside. Oh, this one's looking good. Look at that beautiful striping on the top. Now this one is cracking a little bit, which does often happen in the heat. Sometimes it just kind of boils on the inside. But as long as it's not cracked wide open with bacteria or bugs in there, I think we're good to go on this one too. One of the biggest problems we've had this year is ants. So we're definitely working on that with some organic sprays. This is classic hornworm damage here, so I really need to inspect these plants carefully. Leaves are totally stripped. I even saw some droppings down here. Ugh, that's not good. We got to get these babies out of here. Chalk up one for CaliKim, one for the rats. CaliKim is still ahead. Pretty happy with the harvest here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 really nice tomatoes, 3 that got eaten by the rodents. It's a good day in the garden. So we've got a problem here. I just saw this. The tomato strings have broken, 2 of them. This blue string, what I'm discovering, is not quite as strong as the white string. And in the heat, it frays, breaks from the top. And the reason why it's such a big problem is it makes the tomatoes completely topple over. So we've got one leaning over here, another ripe one though. So it looks like I've got to do some repairs after I do my pruning here and get this tomato back upright and producing again, because we still have about 2 months of warm weather left. So we may be able to get quite a lot of tomatoes still out of this little batch here. So this is going to be an interesting repair because it's always hard to pull that big tomato plant up and then reattach it to a different string once it's fallen down. And plus, now it's getting hot. The sun's starting to hit. I'm already starting to sweat. And I don't really like climbing up on ladders because I fell off one earlier in the season, so I am a little bit nervous about this. I've got the ladder as stable as I can, and camera guy is actually holding the ladder and filming at the same time. But it's getting hot. The sun is starting to hit me directly. So let's get up here and get these babies down and repair them as quickly as we can to get out of the heat. I'm going to go ahead and repair this one too, even though it's not broken yet, because chances are it's going to be breaking soon. So let me take all the old string off and get the new stuff on here. I'm definitely not using this blue string again. So this white string I like a lot better. This actually came with my tomato pulleys that I put up last year, and it's really holding up well this season. So we'll go ahead and wrap it around. I like to wrap it several times just for the strength and stability, and then tie it off at the top here before I drop it down below. Okay, just gonna let that one drop. Hopefully I have enough string. I really like how these trellises are holding up this year. Yeah, the tree branches are really holding good. Okay, that should do the trick up there. Let me go around and cut that string and poke it in the ground with a landscape staple. Now the whole point is to put some tension on the string, but not too much tension, because you want it to hold in the ground, but yet be able to hold up the tomatoes at the same time. So I'm just poking the landscape staple in here. You do what you can do. It's an emergency fix here, so we'll make it work. Okay, let's tie it off. Just right. I'm really sweating, but we've got 1 down, 2 to go. Let's get her done. See how it's fraying right at the top? Once that breaks, down the tomato goes. So we caught it just in time. Okay, number 2 done. Whew. Now number 3 is a little bit tricky because the sunflower is right in the way here. So we've got to work around that. Here we go. Here's the drop. Love that part. Oh man, these sunflowers, I've got a good little dose of aphids. All the ants are bringing in the aphids. I don't know what it is this year about ants. Number 3 is done. Now it's time to prune up, and this is going to take a little bit of work. Oh, I got to tie up first though. Let's do that first. Tie up the tomatoes. I put one at the top, one in the middle, one at the bottom. That way, then we'll go back and get all the smaller branches. What I found is the trick is to really get the string locked into the crevice of the clip. That way it holds the string tight. It doesn't just slide up and down the tomato. Clip, and now the clip is holding firm. Okay, so we've got all the tomatoes back up on the new strings here, looking good, but lots of crispy leaves. So I got to get in here and start our pruning. Some of you that live in this kind of heat all summer, I've been thinking about you. Those of you in Texas and Florida, man, it has been a tough summer. I really feel for you guys. We've only had it for 2 weeks. So I don't know how you do it. My hat's off to you. Now, if it's a crispy leaf like this one is here, I just take the leaf part or the stem part that's affected, snip that off. So all these diseased branches, I'm not gonna put in the compost. I'm gonna put in my green trash bin that gets taken every week by the trash truck, because I really don't want to spread this disease to the rest of my garden. I mean, look at that one there. All kinds of spots, some browning. We've got some kind of caterpillar or cocoon here on the back of this leaf. Not too sure what it is, but I don't think we want it on our tomatoes. Now let me check out the front of the leaf. The front actually looks pretty good, so I'm just gonna take this leaf off. Let's get this out of here. Now I'm gonna kind of look inside and see if I can tell what this is. Interesting.
Oh, there's something in there.
What in the world? I think if this hatches, it would not be good for the garden.
Sorry, I know I'm moving the camera all around.
I've got to give it some fertilizer because I want a nice new flush of growth here on my tomatoes. We've got our Monterey Fish and Grow, our trusty fertilizer. Get it in this watering can, get the soil drenched, and get inside. Here you go, tomatoes. Here's some new food for you. Grow for me, please. That should do it. Job done here. One last thing left. Get the shade cloth reinstalled. My little trick, clips on the belt, make for a quick and easy install. Got it. Well, that was a hot job, but I'm glad I got it done. It really needed to be done today. And I was gonna harvest some more for dinner tonight, but I'm way too tired. So we're taking these in and we'll come back out tonight when it's cooler and harvest more veggies. I didn't make it out last night to harvest, but tonight we're grilling dinner in the backyard. So I'm gonna make fajitas, refried beans, garden fresh, I'll tell you more about that later, and also some herbed yogurt dip. So we've got some harvesting to do. Starting here at the herb garden, because I wanna pack all the herbs I possibly can into my herbed yogurt dip. It's so delicious with fresh chives, lots of basil. Ooh, bugs are getting that one. Got some thyme over here. Definitely need more chives. Lots of fresh basil here. And we can't forget the purple basil. My favorite kind. Beautiful peppers under here. Lilac bells. Oh, these are gorgeous. These are gonna make for some beautiful fajitas. We've got some more Anaheims on this plant. I cannot believe how productive this plant has been this summer. It's a third-year plant for me. We've already picked probably 40 or 50 peppers off of it over the summertime, and it is just still going strong, and they are so delicious. I'm gonna check over in the garden nook because I think I might have a few cucumbers, and the cucumbers are so good dipped in the herbed yogurt dip. Absolutely delicious. There's one that grew squeezed in between the trellis here. There we go. Okay, I think that's about it over here. This is a really nice harvest basket for tonight.
I need to show you something and I need to tell you something. We've got spots here in the garden that we don't really want you to see. It's kind of the place where you put everything and you save it for a rainy day when you need it, or you have a lot of that type of surplus of sticks, for example. And we all know that CaliKim has a thing for sticks. So it's time to clean house a little bit again. And I think it just needs to be done yearly because things accrue, your needs changes, and maybe you don't need so many sticks. That's the thought. Let's go. I'm going to show you what we're talking about here. So often the key to our videos is watching and looking for what we don't show you. For example, we rarely show the spot right here. We do our best because this is where we stash everything. You can see for yourself what we're talking about. And we all have spaces like this. It's not a big deal, but sometimes it just needs to be revisited and cleaned out. Look at this little table, an end table. Haven't used it for years. Back there, there's another chrome end table. Some of you may remember those. We painted them black though. They used to be silver. And here's the treasure grotto right here. All these sticks. So guess what we're doing this morning? We're gonna thin this out. Probably wouldn't hurt to get all these leaves out too.
Go in the compost. Ooh, dusty. Good way to stay in shape, doing squats in the garden.
This is going to be a quick job. It's going to be another hot scorcher day today. So we're going to do just a quick job and be done before the sun hits this area. What are we doing trimming wise?
Well, everything is really overgrown, so we need to do a hard trimming of everything back here. I'm going to go ahead and hard prune the grapevine now because I'm not going to get any grapes out of it, and I might as well just do it and get everything out of the way. All these trees need to be trimmed. There's trees coming through the trellis, the cattle panel, and my plan is to trim all that and then weave this jasmine, the star jasmine, through the cattle panel, and so that will grow in and provide us some nice aroma and fragrance back here without all the overgrowth.
Got it.
So this will give you a shot of what it looks like from the chill zone. The cattle panel now has got some really scorched runner beans. The star jasmine is beautiful but needs trimmed once it blooms. It has a great aroma and I'd really love it to fill in across the cattle panel. That's the goal.
All right, looking better already. I'm going to go trim off this, just kind of clean things up.
I'm going to take care of the grapevine and the jasmine.
Okay.
And we are going to condense these leaves, put some in the compost, and maybe leave a small container down here.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Wow, it's going to be so much better to be able to access this area back here without all this overgrowth. And usually I'm good about weaving the grapevine through the trellis, but things just got away from me this summer. Never got around to it. So I don't know if you ever have years like that where you're looking at something all summer and say, I need to get to it. Kind of like the Dahlia Tower, and then pretty soon it's out of hand and gets to be a bigger project. And I've actually been looking for a little table like this that I can use for a garden project / video this week. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited to find this. All kinds of treasures back here. Here we've got some patio chairs back here.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Is that really?
This space is like eating things alive back here. Here we go, up on a ladder again today. But it really feels good to get things cleaned out. Just something refreshing about it. Time for the hat so my hair doesn't get completely covered in leaves and dirt. Plus it's getting warm. Okay, the problem we have now is this branch really does need to come off because it's growing over the entire cattle panel trellis, but I can't get the pruners back there to get a good cut.
I have a clear shot here.
Nice, Jerry.
Heads up. Watch your eyes.
Oh, that's going to take a lot of weight off that cattle panel. That's almost the whole thing.
And why don't you want anything on
Nice.
top of the cattle panel?
It just looks messy. It hangs down, and
Okay.
I'd like it to be covered in something else that's prettier.
Oh,
A lot
I
of those branches are kind of dead anyway. Yeah, that post definitely has to come out, or that branch, because it's just going to grow right into the cattle panel. That was quick, Jerry. You know what? While you're back there,
Yeah.
okay, you know, I was going to say that, right? See that branch right there I'm pointing to that kind of comes up like an L? That one needs to come off too. It's growing over the cattle panel. It is what it is now.
Oh.
Look at them guns.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, that really did do. Yeah. So this used to be my dad's, and you know, when he taught me how to use tools and stuff, he, you know, he taught me how to saw on this, how to saw branches and stuff. And so then when he passed away, you know, I went through the garage. Just a lot of the tools that I have were, you know, what he taught me on. So they're really special.
Jerry's mom and dad never got to see this house, so it's always really special when we're using their tools or anything else that they might have given us, especially out here in the garden. It makes us think of them and realize they're still with us here in spirit. Up on a ladder again. You guys know that's my favorite thing in the world, right? Not. But now is the time to trim the jasmine because it's not blooming. If you trim it while it's blooming, it's gonna damage it or cause it not to bloom. So I'm trying to get all these really high pieces off that are kind of you know, just shooting out, trim up the sides, and then guide some of the shoots over towards the cattle panel. So I'm just going to weave some of these shoots of the jasmine through the cattle panel. They'll eventually grow. They're already growing really well. You can see up top there. So that's what I'm hoping the cattle panel will eventually be covered with, because the jasmine will be year-round green. The runner beans will be dying out soon. We'll be pulling those out probably within the next month. And then hopefully over the winter time, the jasmine will grow, bloom in the spring, so we'll have kind of a massive aroma area back here and a nice green backdrop to the chill zone. And then one of the next projects is going to be the orange tree. Now we did move the orange tree back further out this year. It's getting a lot more sunlight, which is really nice, but it's just kind of a mess. I haven't done anything with it. It's another one of those projects you look at and want to get to but don't. So I've got to put some kind of support in there. Maybe one of those tree collars or something like that. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. It does have some really nice oranges on it, so I think it definitely is growing better out here, but it just looks like a disaster. Let's get these guys off. It's gonna look so much neater and more groomed. It doesn't have to be a perfect garden, but it's such a nice feeling when things aren't all completely overgrown. We've got everything trimmed, everything cleaned out. Now the hard part, decide what to keep, what to get rid of or recycle. That's going to be a little bit of a job.
It has not looked this good in a couple of years. So I'm excited about the putback and how nice that's going to look. All right, Kim, give us the weather report.
It's 96 degrees, 29% humidity, hot and dry, and we only have about an hour left before the sun hits this spot. So we got to hustle. You say I made a really good dent in my stick pile. These are all crooked or broken, going upstairs to recycle to the trash, and these we're going to keep. Sorted them out into small / medium and tall so I can come and grab just the stick I need.
This looks great.
Yeah, I'm actually excited to be down here again and be able to find the sticks that I need and have everything growing in the right direction along the cattle panel. So really happy with how it turned out. We are so excited to grill our garden fresh dinner tonight. We're making chicken fajitas with peppers and onions from the garden and
Herb yogurt dip and fresh garden salsa.
yummy. And one other little bonus meal tonight, Jerry, I haven't even told you about this yet, is that we are gonna have scarlet runner beans, refried beans. You guys, I am so excited about these. I made these from beans I collected from my scarlet runner beans from this pod, lots of pods though, with dried up beans in them. So this is gonna be a taste treat. I've actually never made these before, so it's a first for us. Now we love to nibble while the grill is heating. So tonight we've got a taste treat. The garden fresh salsa, which I actually made in the blender, has all my beautiful garden fresh tomatoes, some onions, cilantro, a lot of seasonings, some chives in there. This is gonna be good. So Jerry, I'm going to go ahead and dish this up.
Sounds great.
And we'll have some chips with it. And also the herb yogurt dip. This is delicious. One of my all-time favorites. Super simple. Greek yogurt. And I just packed as many herbs as I could pick from the garden in here. Basil, chives. Put some onion salt on it. Lots and lots of basil. Some cilantro. And guys, remember the tomato that was stuck in between the trellis? Here it is. Picked today, fresh. We're eating it tonight for our little snack here.
And I know most of you
tortilla chips.
And I know most of you know this joy and this amazingness of eating what you grew in your garden or on your porch, wherever your garden is. This is the best part of it right here. And also, delicious. For those of you who are just starting a garden, this is what makes it all worth it when you start eating vegetables that you grew. So I'm sorry, but I'm not waiting for you.
You gotta dig in, Jerry.
I'm going in.
And I made enough of the yogurt dip. We could put some on our fajitas a little bit later. The cool thing is too, is that this, the blender salsa that I made like several little containers, which I'm gonna give to the neighbors. So I don't like to preserve, or I don't really always have time to preserve, but we like to give a lot of what we grow away. And that really brings me joy.
Yep. And the neighbors enjoy it too.
Yeah, they do. Oh man, I love this yogurt dip. Best when you let it sit in the fridge for a couple hours. It's always better.
So that's how you eat
the
that.
next
Okay.
day.
Well, I hope you're all enjoying this out here tonight with us. What a great time we're having. We wish you all could be here because it would just be a hoot. It's a warm 83 degrees tonight, and we're about to get cooking. Let me flip this around and show you what we got.
The grill is smoking hot, which is super important to have it nice and hot. Just how we like it. Throw this chicken on.
Oh, I can't wait for the sizzle. Here we go. No talking.
That is the best sound ever.
It is. So we're cooking on the Blackstone 17-inch grill. And I tell you, this was a game changer for us. We talked to our neighborhood chef and I shared with him, I said, you know, we're just not getting good hamburger taste. And he said, what are you cooking on? I said, well, just a regular charcoal, barbecue grill. And he said, that's the problem, is all the juices are falling off of your hamburger meat and all the juices are dripping into the coals. You need to get a Blackstone grill. And I tell you what, huge game changer.
Okay, now we're going for the good stuff. These are peppers and onions from the garden, and this is going to be a nice sizzle too. Here we go.
Oh, this is so much fun. I wish you all could be here.
I love the colorful peppers. It just makes it look so pretty. Oh my gosh, look at that. Garden fresh goodness. Woohoo! It smells amazing. I can't tell you guys. I'm going to whiff some towards the camera so you can smell it too. Let us know what you like to make from your garden fresh goodness as well. It's always fun to have new recipes, new ideas. I have to show you all. This is where the beauty of the Blackstone comes in. See all the scrapings here? That is where the flavor is, baby. Right into the meat, right into the food. So let this sit a little bit longer. It's almost time to eat. I almost forgot something really important. Got to warm up the tortillas. Get a little bit of flavor in there. Just throw them on here real quick.
So again, this is the Blackstone 17-inch, and it's around $150 when we saw it last. We don't have a discount code or anything like that, but we picked it up for $150, and I tell you, we do not charcoal barbecue anymore. This is how we do it.
We will put a link in the video description on Amazon where we got it. And the stand was purchased separately, but it is well worth it.
All right, Kim, so you said they're ready to come off?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so what are you going to do when you get them, grab them from there so I know where to be? You're going to put them where?
We're going to put them in the middle of the table.
Okay, I'll come in for a close-up then. Yep. Okay.
And then we'll sit back there
I'll pull back
and dish up.
Okay, we'll cut and then we'll set up the shot. All right, let's do it. Here we go.
Okay, wow.
And ready, Kim? 3, 2, 1, action.
This is looking good. Look at this chicken. One more flip here. Oh my gosh, the flavor is in the blackened. I am scooping this baby off, getting all of the scrapings that I can from the grill. Wow. It smells absolutely incredible.
Yes, it does.
We're so hungry. Wow, wow, wow.
Okay, and tell me when you're walking to the table.
Heading over to the table.
And action.
I can smell it. Okay, cover with foil so all the heat stays in.
And cut.
Now for the good stuff, the veggies. I love scraping off the grill because it has all the good stuff on the bottom. Look at that. The onions are almost caramelizing. It just has an amazing smell and flavor. Look at that, guys. I got a little bit overdone, but that's okay. You can't really overdo veggies too much. Okay, here we go.
I really wish y'all could be here for this.
Got our tortillas. A little bit of chicken on top. These wonderful peppers and onions. Look at that color. Herbed yogurt dip on top. And this garden fresh salsa really tops it off. Now, for the humdinger, the Scarlet Runner refried beans. What a taste treat. These were from...
The runner beans?
Or the bean seeds. Now we're eating them. They dried on the vine.
That's cool.
Put them in a jar. Oh, I forgot a little bit of cheese on top. A little bit of cheese on the runner beans. And we're good to go. Nice romantic sunset dinner, huh?
Yeah, especially after all the hard labor we did today. This is a nice little reward.
We did a lot today, actually.
We did.
All right, cheers. Here we go. Sorry, I dug in.
You did.
I didn't show it to the camera.
That's okay. Is it good?
It's really good. I can't wait to finish it. It's nice to enjoy a reward from all of our labors today and from all the work that we do growing our own food. It tastes so clean and so fresh, huh?
I still marvel at the fact that this came out of our backyard. You know, we grew it and now we're eating it and it's just so pure. It's so clean. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's just so good. And again, for those of you who are just starting to garden and watching this, hang in there, keep going, because when you do this, it's going to change your life.
And I always marvel at the miracle, like a teeny tiny seed
Yeah.
that I planted
Yeah.
6-8 months ago. And here we are. It's on our dinner plate now. Straight from the garden right to our dinner plate.
Manners right now, they're out the window.
Out the window.
This can't be pretty for you to watch. I apologize.
Let us know what you're cooking from your garden this week. We would love to hear about it. And thank you so much for hanging out with us here in the garden today.
I'd really like to hear if any of you are new gardeners and have now watched this video and have said, yes, I'm in. Let us know in the comments as well if that's you.
Thanks for watching. See you next time in the garden.